What's up everyone, it's Kyle from Color Expression, back with another swatch and review. Today we're looking at the ILNP Trapped collection, which is 6 new shades for fall. We're getting some magnetics, some shimmer, some hollow flakies, a lot of fun stuff, so I am excited to look at this whole collection with you guys. These are all available now from the ILNP website, so that will be linked down below. You can grab the whole collection as a set, or you can get the 2 magnetic shades for $12.50 each USD, or you can grab the other individual shades for $10 USD each. So the magnetics are a little bit pricier, which of course that makes a bunch of sense. And don't forget to use your ILNP account because they have their rewards program and you can get points and then money off your orders. So I think that that's a great thing that they offer. ILNP is an independent nail polish brand that is based out of the USA. They are a vegan and cruelty-free brand, and their formula is non-toxic and 7-free. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already so you're never missing out on the new ILNP or nail polish content, but I think it's time we look at these swatches. First up, we will look at Poison. So this one is a red magnetic polish. This one does sort of have a duochrome effect too, so you'll see that a bit more in the full hand shots, but for right now, you can see that really strong red hue coming off of this magnetic pigment, but once we start to shift this over, you'll get some orange, you'll get some bronze, and then at the most extreme angle, you will get like a golden shift. So I really liked the color changing in this polish, but as well as that magnetic pigment, we're also getting these sort of bigger flecks. So once I do the magnet for 30 seconds and pull that away, you'll get to see in that non-magnetized spot, those bigger sort of, they're like shimmer, but they're kind of like iridescent little flakies. They're very cool. I loved the addition of them because once you apply that magnet, you're just getting all this extra sparkle coming through. And even without those, this would have been a really pretty polish. But I think the addition of that with this duochrome pigment and then that sort of dark in the negative space, I think that all those coming together look so cool. Next, we will look at Venom, which, as the name sort of alludes to, we're getting this snaky green color, and like the last one, this one is magnetic. We have a bit of a duochrome going on, and we get that bit of bigger sort of shimmer pigment in here. So you can see as we start to apply it, we're getting very good coverage. I felt like for this one and the last one, 2-coat coverage looked really good. I felt like this base was dark enough that you do that first coat not magnetized, and then for the second coat you go a little bit thicker, go in with that magnet for 30 seconds, and again after your top coat as well, just to really help that magnetic line set in as the top coat sets. But once we pull this one away, you're seeing the bigger flecks in there. You can see the green pigment here, but once we start to look at that in the full hand, you'll get some hints of blue, and at the most extreme angle, this one did get a bit of a purple shift too, so I thought that that was such a nice range of color. I feel like the name was so perfect for this one, and just overall, I really like this magnetic formula from ILNP, and I hope that they continue to release more colors in it. Next up, we have Lured, and I will say if this polish was like glistening in the woods at the edge of the woods at night, it would lure me right into the woods. I would totally risk my life for this shade because it is very cool. This is something so unique to my collection. We're getting a black jelly base, but then there's blue metallic flakes in that base. So I have never really seen colored metallic flakies. Like, we've seen silver metallic flakes in colored bases, but these metallic shards themselves are blue. So I was very excited when I saw this one. And then we're also getting a scattered hollow pigment, and something that I found with this shade, you probably could get away with 2-coat coverage. I felt like the black jelly built up really nicely, and I got mostly full coverage. There was like barely some patchiness in person, so I did go in with a 3rd coat, but all that did was give us such depth and dimension in this polish. You can see building it up gives so many of those blue flakes. We're getting that hollow, and it's sort of covered up by the layers above, so it's just this really cool dimensional effect, and I Totally love this polish. I really like this finished effect is so cool. It's such a unique pigment to me that I am very blown away by it. Next up, we have Nocturnal, which is a blue shimmer pigment in a sort of blackened jelly base again, like the last one. And then we're also getting a holographic pigment in here, and I cannot tell if it's a linear hollow or a scattered hollow. Let me know what you guys think, but I feel like there's so much of this pigment, and once you see it in the full hand shots, it gives off a linear effect and a scattered effect at the same time. So I thought that was really cool about this one. And then the sort of that blue shimmer pigment itself also has a bit of a color shift. So you're getting a bit of a purple, and then there's sort of also this bronzy golden fleck in there too, like at the same time as the purple. So it was a little bit hard to capture on camera, but it was very cool. This one is so dark and midnighty, and oh, shout out Taylor Swift. Hi, Midnights. Is this a midnight shade? But yeah, you can see with the hollow, I can't tell. Is it linear? Is it scattered? I feel like you could tell me either one and I would say yes. Next up, we have Hallucinate, which this is a sort of shimmer pigment in a jelly base, and this is a formula that I think ILNP has been just knocking out of the park this year. We have seen a lot of shades like this, but they're all unique, they're all different colors, so I'm always happy for another one. This one in particular is a purpley, sort of maybe indigo jelly base, and then in there we are getting so much of this shimmery pigment. This one you can see head on. It starts out as a bit of a pink color, but then as we start to shift through the absolute rainbowy range of color in this pigment, we get orange, we get yellow, we get green at the most extreme angle, and I just love it. I love these shifting pigments. I sort of like them more almost than a multi-chrome polish because the flakes are bigger and they give this like glitter effect. Like it just looks like a bunch of little suns or lights on your nail, and it's so pretty. I absolutely love it. Rounding out the collection, we have Hex, which is another black jelly base, but then in this one we are getting these large iridescent flakies and a scattered hollow pigment. So you can see these flakes head on start out as a bit of an orange color, and I would say that there are some random like other colored flakies in here too, like they're not all orange at this angle, so I feel like we're getting a little bit of a mix of flakes. But then for this main color of flaky, once we shift those over in the more extreme lighting, those do look green, so I really like the color shift in here. I felt like this one built up really nicely in two coats. The black jelly base, I'm not sure if it's different than the other ones. Maybe I just did a tiny bit of a thicker application, but I did feel like two coats looked really good for this one. And I love this finished effect, the way the hollow shines through, the way those flakies light up in that black sort of, it's like a black hole, and then you get all of these little sparkling like little planet lights. So I think that one is very pretty. Leave a comment, let me know which new shade is your favorite, which ones did you pick up, or do you think you're going to grab any now that you have seen these swatches? I personally love when a collection is all different finishes like this, so I feel like there's something for everyone when they do it like that, but let me know what you guys think. Subscribe if you have not already so you're never missing out on the new nail polish content, but I think that's going to be it for this one today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!